Ah, this is so lame. We have to wait so long now.
It's okay. We can do the settings now if you want.
Mm-hmm.
We'll share my screen, I guess. The stream doesn't see what you see now. I will not show that to them. But you see this, right? This print screen right now? Okay, I'm gonna show the stream then as well. So this is, I'm just gonna go from video to game. I'm not, this has nothing to do with hotkeys because in my opinion, I don't know your opinion, but in my opinion, hotkeys, for sure there are some hotkeys you can discuss, but most of them are comfort, right? Like people shouldn't use the same hotkeys I use. They shouldn't change their trinket where I have the trinket and champions only where I have it. I think it's more about
unless
what
they
you're
like
used to.
literally the same thing, they shouldn't.
Yeah. So I'm gonna skip hotkeys and I'm just gonna go video to game, okay?
Yeah.
So what you're looking at now is my video settings. Any thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that I do different here is that I put effects on low instead of very low.
Very low, okay.
Because certain champions, they get fucked completely on very low. Like Azir W is one.
Okay. You know, when I played back in the day, like we're talking 2014 now, and I was discussing this with Tabs, I think his name was. AD carry in Alliance. He would run low on everything and no shadows, basically your settings, because for some reason, I don't know why, but if you load into the game and you put the settings like low, 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 no shadows, it takes the game longer to put those settings than any other settings. So it's almost like the game runs better on low, 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 off on shadows than any other setting. I can actually test this in a game now while we wait. I can go in a practice tool, right, while we wait.
Is that true?
But I don't know why. I don't know if it's still the case, but it was the case back then. I tested it when he told me, or when we were discussing it. I don't know why we talked about this actually, but basically, if you put it on low, low, low and no shadows, it takes the game like a second longer to put it on those settings. So it's almost like the game likes that setting more. I don't know how to explain it. Like if I put it all very high, it's gonna be pretty quickly to very high. I put it all to very low, pretty quickly to very low. I'm gonna put it on low now. Look at this.
Okay.
Did you see it?
It took longer.
It took longer, yeah. But if you put it on any other setting, it doesn't do that. It just moves right away. So it's almost like the game likes that settings more. I have no idea.
Okay, do very high into low, not very low.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Takes longer.
Longer.
You see what I mean? It's like the game likes this video settings more than anything else because everything else goes right away. But the low one takes time.
I think it's because
it's very strange.
Yeah.
So it's still to this day. I discussed this in 2014. We're 2025 now. But for some reason, still to this day, it's like the game likes the low settings more. So if I wasn't using very low, which I am now, I would use the same as you for sure, because I think there's something there. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think there's something there. Okay, let's go in lobby again. Can you invite me?
Yeah.
Okay. I will show you the next slide while we wait a little bit, and then we can queue when it's ready. Here you have some stuff different, right?
Yeah. I capped my FPS 144.
Oh yeah, you told me that in Paris, yeah.
But you need to do that if you play movement prediction, which I think you don't.
I don't, yeah.
Yeah. Then you don't have to do that.
What about the color levels?
Yeah,
your game looks really nice compared to a lot of other games I see.
That one is like you need to adjust your monitor and then you need to adjust that to what you like. But I only do it based on feeling because on every account I have different settings, you know?
Okay, what about your monitor? What's the key?
I like when the games are more bright. That's just not league related. Every video game that I play, I like brightness to be higher. And I remember, you know, there was like this T1 player, Tal, you know, back in
I remember the top laner,
I think. Yeah, and when he played on stream, I remember he had this like, I don't know how to describe it, this grainy look when he played League, and I really liked it back then. And I remember Faker was using the same. but then they stopped using it.
Okay. Thal was the guy that played with Mojin, right? In Red Bull.
Yeah,
Europe
and then
team.
he played T1, you know, after.
Yeah. Okay. You can queue, by the way.
Is it ready? I think it's 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, this one I like what you have. I do the same here. I mean, kinda.
I have master volume way lower now, but no music, no ambience. Would you turn off voices
no music,
as well?
no ambience. Voice volume, no. I think the announcer can sometimes be good, you know.
To turn off?
No, to have it on basically.
Yeah. So you use
I
master, announcer, sound, and
Wait,
things?
Voice volume is also champion volume, I think, right?
It is, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's voice volume. No, I used to have voice volume higher than the rest actually.
Okay.
You know why? Because okay, this is like me nostalgia speaking, but I remember when I played this game in season 1, season 2. I
Yeah.
felt like back then it was easier to hear champion quotes and it was easier to memorize them. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like when I play nowadays, I don't hear them as much. I don't know, like champion quotes don't stick out in my head as much anymore. So I tried to put that setting up and the rest lower to try to see if that helped, but it didn't really do much of a difference for me.
Do you use it as well on your client? So when you have champion select, you can have pick and ban quotes. Do you have that as well?
Oh yeah, I do. And I have the same as you, like the music disabled. I have like all the, ambient sounds. I have that one on, but maybe it should be off, honestly.
I think ambient is the same as in game. It's like the small stuff that's happening around the rift.
Yeah.
Not annoying, but not useful either, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think music is way more annoying. So next slide.
Yeah, here I mean, this is like, hard scale is like 100 is too much for me. I guess it's just a preference.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be 0. I think 0 is like too low. But you know what I like about hard scale being lower is also it's easier to adjust your camera or any other overlays you have on your stream.
So for the stream it's better.
Bigger.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah. For stream it's better if it's a bit lower. I have that around 30, I think.
But even if you wasn't streaming, you would not have it 100, right?
No, I wouldn't. I don't think so. Because like, I think it needs to be as big until you see all the spells, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you need to go as low until you don't pass the threshold where you are struggling with seeing spells, I guess.
Yeah.
And for me, it's around 30, I guess.
Okay. What about your cursor? I know your cursor is not 0. It's a bit bigger.
It's 50.
50?
It's like default.
Like the default from back in the day.
Yeah, the cursor scale, as far as I've tested and know, the hitbox of the cursor is the same whether you play on 0 or on 100. There's no difference. Although, like, I'm still... You know, one thing that always, like, bothered me is if you play Aurelia, it's very easy to miskick things. Like, you queue a minion instead of a champion or vice versa, right?
Because the mouse is too big and it's hard to click on the right guy?
Yeah, because League of Legends as a game prioritizes hitboxes and champions. I don't know if you've noticed that, but like if you mouse cursor over a minion or a champion, usually it's gonna be like the cursor is gonna like prioritize the champion, the hitbox. Yeah. So when I watch Aurelia King play and the guy plays with 0 cursor scale and he like never fucks up, you know, he never queues a minion. Queues a champion instead of a minion, and he can make like those tiny bit outplays. That has always bothered me when I play Aurelia because I don't know how to replicate that, because when I play the champion, I always sometimes queue a champ instead of a minion and it fucks up my play.
Do you think there's a case to be made for changing it depending on the champion? Sort of like how you change your hotkeys depending on the champion.
If the cursor if the hitbox would change, yes, but as far as I've tested it, the hitbox is exactly the same whether you have a
So for him then it's just that he is that good on Aurelia, right? Like he's so much practiced on Aurelia.
I guess, or there's something I'm missing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the rest of them? Not as important, I guess. Like for me, when I think about my interface, I always think HUD and cursor are the big ones and the rest of them are kind of whatever. That's why I put them 50. I don't want them big, I don't want them small. Just don't annoy me, kind of.
So, okay, shop scale. I think this one should be in the bigger size. Actually, I don't know what's mine. Let me actually check. It should be, actually, I don't know right now. But shop scale should probably be bigger, in my opinion, because when you open a shop, it's like you're putting all your effort into the shop anyway with your eyes and everything. You're not focusing on anything else. And if your shop is bigger, then you have more options. So maybe like you can click more stuff. You know what I mean? Like you have more to the space. You don't have to search as much.
Yeah.
Just like logically thinking, to me, bigger would make more sense.
The reason why I've actually tried it, so I've thought about it the same way you think about it. But when I put it too big, I cannot move while I'm in the shop. Does that make sense? Like sometimes when I'm on the fountain, if the shop is too big, I cannot click on the right, on the top, on the left, or on the bottom of the shop, if that makes sense. So if you have it like not too big, not too small, you can buy and move at the same time to make it maximum efficient. So like while you're buying, you're running from the middle of the platform to the outskirts. Does that make sense? But I see your point. I think it's also, I agree it should be on the bigger side, because I've tried it very small and it's hard to click then. Kind of how I've tried HUD on 0 and it's hard to click then or to see. For example, if you want to ping your flash and the HUD is 0, it's hard to ping the flash. Just as how if you want to buy, it's hard if it's 0.
In the shop, do you have those pins on trinket and boots? You know what I mean?
Like the yeah, I do. So they're fully out all the time.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Because I think that's good.
Maybe I can find a replay from this game how my shop looks when I go to this. A base here, right? Oh, sorry. I should open it now. Like this.
I think mine looks pretty much identical now. I think those pins are good to have on.
Yeah, 100% you should have them on, I think. I've actually seen pro players not have those on, and I don't get why you wouldn't have those on.
So a lot of people don't know those exist, no joke.
Really?
Yeah, they don't realize it.
I don't see how there could be a... If you knew, at least, I don't see how there could be a case made to not have them on. Because that's just wasting